So in today's video, we have this brand new 2023 Tesla Model 3. It's in for our exterior only paint protection. We are going to do a little bit on the interior, but it's not a full interior detail at all because it's brand new. But we are going to protect the leather with a new product from Dr. Beasley's. So this is a brand new Tesla. So we're going to wash it, decon it, and put a strong sealant on it. Now, we have two different options for sealants, and it all depends on how the paint looks after we wash it and decon it, because we will use a clay towel, and depending on the paint, sometimes the Tesla paint is pretty soft and it can mar a little bit with the clay towel. Now, if that happens, we're going to choose one of the two options to protect the vehicle, and I'm going to go over those options in the video. This is a pretty forgiving color, this dark gray. It has satin finish on the wheels. I'm going to show you how to safely clean those and protect those wheels also. Now for the interior, it's pretty nice. But this is vegan leather. How do you clean and treat and protect vegan leather? We're going to show you. So let's get started with our usual pre-wash method, our washing and our deconning. Now we are going to use the products that came in with the glove box for July. We have Vosh Hyper Foam. We have Armor wheel cleaner. This is an iron deconning wheel cleaner. We also have their glass cleaner and their Superior Shine, which is a detailer. So let's start with the Hyper Foam. So our pre-wash here is Koch Chemie Super Foam. It is a high pH shampoo slash pre-foam, or whatever you want to call it. But basically it's a deep cleaner, and what we're doing is spraying it onto all the bottom portions because those are the worst, and that removes all the heavy dirt and particles before we even contact wash it. This is a very safe way of washing your vehicle, or pre-washing it before you get to contact washing it. And we spray it onto all of the lower portions, wheels and tires. You could actually put this in a foam cannon and drench the entire vehicle and let it dwell for a little bit. That's just simply another option. I forgot, this nice plush wash mitt also came in the glove box. This is the Fiber Factory one, which I also love, but that one came in the box. Let's use that one today. Now for the bottom portions, I'm using the Work Stuff Clay Mitt. This is also a great option for deconning the paint. You can use it on all the top surfaces, bottom surfaces, it doesn't matter. We'll switch between a mitt and a towel. So the Armor wheel cleaner is also an iron decon. So it's great for wheels like this because it's pH neutral. So it's not going to cause any damage, but it will effectively clean and decon the wheels. You can spray it on the paint if you want also. And I'm using AM Detail's wheel cleaner as well. It's great for tires. So it is washed and deconned, and check out the shampoo on the ground. The iron decon on the wheels worked really well. You can see the purple streaking in the foam. So now they're nice and clean and deconned. And the paint is nice and smooth as well. So for the vegan leather, we're going to clean it gently. We don't need to be aggressive at all, so I'm using some gentle Dr. Beasley's cleaner. Now they do have the vegan formula. I just don't have any left, so I need to pick up some more. But their fine leather cleaner works just as well. So I clean the surface, let it dry, and then we're going to apply the vegan conditioner. Now, do you have to use vegan products on this vegan leather? Is it an absolute rule or a must? No, it's not. You can use any other type of water-based dressing or water-based protectant on these seats. It's basically a plastic, so you can treat it as such. However, some people like to use vegan products. Totally up to you. The options are available. So this is the vegan leather cream that we're going to use. It's a nice thick product. I'm going to scoop some from the cap here that I just opened. So a nice thick product. Apply it, let it soak in. Now, can you use this on any other leather? Yeah, you can. Totally fine. It's definitely a product that conditions really well and leaves the surface protected, but also feeling really nice and supple. That's right, I said the word supple.
Nice and supple.
Nice and supple. And once it soaks in, you can see it doesn't leave any greasiness, no shininess, nothing. Just nice, even looking leather. Excuse me, vegan leather. There needs to be a new name for that, like veather.
Like vinyl?
No, it needs to sound fancier for our Tesla owners.
Don't say that. Take that out of the video.
No, I will not take it out of the video. Now you can use this on all of the surfaces in this vehicle, because if they're boasting vegan leather, they're going to use vegan on everything else in the vehicle, at least they're supposed to. So, like vegan carpet and vegan glass. That's very important, vegan glass. So the interior we're finishing up. Wifey is finishing off the conditioning of all of the leather. And let's look at the paint. Now, this is not going to be a polishing service at all. This is our paint protection, which is a simple wash, clay, and a sealant. However, this is a very good customer of ours. We've been detailing their vehicles for a couple of years now. This is their new Tesla. We want it to look as good as we can. We want it to look as good as it can look without having to go into a paint enhancement or full polishing. I do see a few little etchings like this, those right there, and a few other little marks like that, and some on the glass. That I want to take care of. So those little areas I can polish a little bit more. But let me show you an option, actually two options that you can choose from depending on the situation. And like I mentioned before, we use the clay towel on here, but that clay towel is very gentle. It actually didn't leave any marring behind at all. As you can see, it looks really, really nice. Now the two options are these two from Vonixx. This is their Synergy paint, and this is their V80, which is a synthetic sealant. And it does have a little bit of polishing attributes. It has some cleaners in it that can really clean up the paint and polish it really well. So between these two, and you could layer it, you could put this on and then put this on top, that's totally fine. But each of them can be used on their own as well. In fact, I have a video on this one that we worked on a truck, and we polished it and then used this, and then a week later we did a follow-up video to see how it responded. You gotta check that out, so I'll put it in the card. This stuff is very easy to use. Spray on, let it sit for like 10 seconds or less, wipe it off, that's it. This stuff you can machine apply or hand apply. But let's give this a try with a soft black pad, and let's use it to polish the paint, but also protect it. So I am gonna use my dual action polisher. I could use that other smaller little applicator polisher, but I'm gonna choose to do this one in case I need to do a little extra polishing. So a little bit on the pad. All right, so I can see it's not cutting these little marks at all. Let's switch it up. So I'm gonna grab my little 3-inch polisher, a microfiber cutting disc, and the Vonixx V-Cut. And I know I'm going straight to heavy because I see that it needs it. Just a little bit, and we're just doing some spot polishing, that's all. And I didn't even wipe this off, I'm not worried about that. I'm just gonna go in and hit these little guys first, make this look better. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, now that you use a compound, you have to go back and polish it, right, to refine it? Yeah, but that V80 acts as the polish. Check out the paint, and if it needs more, then certainly, you know, polish it and do more. But only do that if the paint needs it. Examine it, wipe it off, check it with lights. If you need to go further, go further. If you don't. Don't do things arbitrarily, it's foolish. So the paint is looking awesome, let me show you. So now those defects are gone. And does the paint need refinement? It's a little bit hazy, very little bit. Oops, look at that. That's actually a little area right there. A little bit of scratching. I'm gonna attack that a little bit more. But overall, I got those marks out. Now we're just going to protect. Now this process can be very, very fast. When we used to do this mobily, maybe it would take me less than 10 minutes to do the entire car. Actually, probably about 5 minutes, because we're just moving so quickly. This really does speed up the process. So if you're going to apply a sealant like this, then use a soft black pad, a dual action polisher, put it on speed 3, 4, maybe 5 if you want like a little bit more polishing from it. But you can fly through the vehicle this way. Uses less product, puts it on thinner, you can wipe it sooner. There's just so many pros to it. And getting a cordless polisher like this really does help. Now, what happens if you get this stuff on the trim? It's okay, it wipes right off. These synthetic sealants don't harm trim like old Carnauba wax sealants do, so don't worry about that. This can go right over this trim, no problem. It's meant for basically all surfaces. And here's another trick that I learned from some detailers a long time ago. Instead of reapplying more product onto your pad, gently turn off the polisher, squeeze it onto the paint, and it mushes out more product from within the foam. Now the whole vehicle has been sealed in. I'm gonna let that sit for just a little bit as we work on other things. Wifey is cleaning the glass using the Jax Wax glass cleaner, and I need to get inside there and do that upper glass. Now this is kind of annoying. It looks like a hatchback, but it's not truly a hatchback. Hatchbacks have the glass in the trunk that all opens at once, and I thought that's what this was. But it's not. So we have to get back here, and I do have long arms, but it gets annoying trying to clean into these little areas here. So we're gonna use a special tool for that. And it's not a tool that is brand new. It's been around for years, but it's from Stoners. Check it out. Now for just a little bit of extra protection, just another layer on top, I am going to coat it with the Synergy paint. Now I'm doing that because I know that this customer's vehicle stays outdoors, And it does get junk on the paint. I've actually dealt with his other vehicles, and it happens on his other vehicles as well. So I know it's going to happen on this one. So why not put extra layers of protection? It's totally fine. This is optional, but do this when you know and understand the situation. I know the situation with this customer's vehicles. That's why I'm choosing to put extra protection on there. This stuff is so simple. I'm using the same towel that I use to wipe off the sealant and apply a layer of the Synergy. Now I apply it 1 spritz per section, let it sit for about 10 seconds, and then wipe. So it's been about 10 seconds. I'm going to wipe it off, make sure that all the residue is gone, and if there's still a little bit of extra residue, it does go away. Don't worry about it. It fades away. The more you wipe it with your towel, the more you see the residue swipe marks. Don't worry about that. Let it do its thing, let it sit, and you can always go back and wipe it after. It's not going to leave any type of high spots that you have to worry about that can't be easily resolved by just spraying a little bit more product and wiping again. So if you're in the market for an incredible set of detailing products, then check out Vonixx. Their products are incredible. I haven't used one that I didn't like yet. They all work incredibly well. So the Hyperfoam from Bosch that came in the glove box, great stuff. The glass cleaner, awesome stuff. Oh, this is the Vonixx paint. This is the wheel protection, so wifey used that on all the wheels. They look incredible. And the Versa was used on the tires. Oh, and don't forget the Dr. Beasley's vegan leather cream, which was used on all of the interior components. Look how nice and clean and fresh that looks. That's nice.